Hi guys, happy Sunday. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Havilah School of Marriage.
Way.
By Dr. and Dr. Mrs. Crysantus and Nzometia. It's an honor for us to have here today. We've been on an amazing series for a couple of weeks now on end marital delay.
Wow.
Here we talk about singles, we talk about courtship, we talk about marriage and the family.
Oh my God.
Today we have an amazing, a phenomenal video to present to you. Babe, what are we talking about?
Wow. Thank you very much, sweetheart. You look sweet as usual.
Thank you, babe.
And before I present the topic to you, you are seeing some people here. We have an august guest with us today.
Oh yes.
And this is no other than Dr. and Dr. Mrs. Daniel and Melanie Ta. Wow, they have been our mentees for over 10 years now.
Oh yes.
And so they are a product of Havilah School of Marriage. And they are now our co-workers. Now, last time in one of our videos, I introduced our professions to you. I am an obstetrician and a gynecologist. My beautiful wife is a dental surgeon. And it will interest you to know that Dr. Daniel Ta is a resident in obstetrics and gynecology. And his beautiful wife here is a dental surgeon. Oh, following their parents' footsteps. And so we have a full package.
Oh yes.
We have a full package. Again, I am from Southwest region. My beautiful wife is from Northwest region. And Dr. Daniel is from Southwest region. His beautiful wife is from Northwest region.
Yeah.
This brings me to introduce the interesting topic to you today. The dilapidating effects of tribalism on love affairs. So before we continue, I'll give room to Dr. Daniel to greet you to say something.
Hi guys, I am so excited to be in this show today with Dr. and Dr. Mrs. Crysantus and Linda Nzometia.
Wow.
As earlier said, they have been our mentors and we have been working, they are our mentors and we have been working for over 10 years together. I am elated to tell you I am a product of Havilah School of Marriage.
Wow.
And today, what an amazing opportunity to be in a platform with a mentor to share with you original content that will be helpful to you for your life, for your family. Indeed, get a seat ready to have original info today. Thank you so much, sir.
Oh, yes.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Dan. We will not continue without hearing from your beautiful wife.
Oh, yes.
Dr. Mera, I know you have been watching these videos, you have even contributed some ideas. But what do you have to say?
Thank you so much, Daddy. Hey guys, I'm so excited to be on the platform today.
Wow.
I'm so grateful to this amazing platform, HSOM. I've been so much blessed by this platform. I've been watching the videos. I've been so blessed by all the content. The videos have been so amazing and a lot of people are getting to me for the effects of this video, for the testimonies of these videos. Stay tuned today, you're gonna get blessed. Thank you, Daddy.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Mera. Do you know that the video of last Sunday, right now we have close to 500 views. Wow.
Amazing.
This is so amazing. And people have been writing me and people are already even suggesting topics.
Yeah.
We are going to come to those topics, I promise you. But we are doing a series on end marital delay. So we are seeing what tribalism has been doing to delay people concerning marriage. So we'll begin by discussing what is a tribe. A tribe is simply a social group of people bound by a common culture. And we are going to see how it came about. So I would like us to read Genesis 11 from verse 1 to 7. I would like you to be patient as we read it. So Dr. Mera.
Thank you, Daddy. I'm reading Genesis 11 from the New King James Version. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. Verse 2. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. Verse 3. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly. and they had brick for stone, and slime they had for mortar. Verse 4. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. Verse 5. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded. Verse 6 says, And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Verse 7 says, Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, and they may not understand one another's speech. Verse 8 says, So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Verse 9 says,
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Mayor. I think they can continue to understand the whole story. But it is so interesting for you to know how tribes came about. The whole world was one. They spoke one language. And they were very united. They loved each other. And they came to this point they wanted to live together. They didn't want to separate. So they decided to build a tower that reaches heaven. And that will keep them in one place. They didn't want to lose that unity and that bond. But you know, from the beginning, God created them to fill the whole earth, to subdue, to multiply. If you read Genesis chapter 1 from verse 26 to 28, you see the dominion mandate God gave. He didn't design them to stay in one place. And God's plan for us is always good. Now, planning to stay together, they actually built that tower. They started building and they almost succeeded. When God saw it, God made a very important comment. The people are one. They speak one language. And anything they want to do must succeed. So God said, let us go and confuse their language. That's how different languages came about. And different languages coming about means that's how different tribes came about. People started having cultures. Some even went to the point of having their own gods and they didn't recognize the God himself, and so on and so forth. Why did God scatter them? Because if they succeeded, they were multiplying. And they were going to limit themselves by a war. So they'll get to a point where they'll need more space. They'll need more food. They'll need more initiative. They'll need more inventions. And so on and so forth. And they won't have it. So they'll end up fighting each other, killing each other because of lack of space, because of lack of food, and so on and so forth. So God had to spread them abroad by creating different tribes. And when he created different tribes, the people got to a point where they became used to each other. And they decided that this idea, man from the beginning has always wanted to stay in one place. Those are natural tendencies of men. Men want to stay in one place. They don't want another around them. So seeing another person come into their midst is like an intruder. That's why when you marry somebody from another tribe, your people will initially see an intruder coming. Some will even see an enemy or an impostor coming. Because they are like, who is this? Who is this? We don't know this person. This person is going to reap where it did not sow. He wants to come and steal our daughter away. Or this girl wants to steal our son's heart. And so on and so forth. And so people began to mount up different things to defend this. So that is it. So people want to protect their seed. They don't want to lose their own. They say, if our son is not there tomorrow, we'll not have our child, we'll not have his children. And then they said our daughter will go and we'll just lose her and everything. And that was it. So they want to protect their belief. They think that you bring another belief. You even see Naomi in Ruth chapter 1. She told Ruth and Oprah, go back. And when Oprah accepted to go, she told Ruth, see, your sister is going back to her people and to her God. That's when Ruth said, from today your people will become my people, your God my people. That's when she accepted to take Ruth along with her. Because her fear was actually those two things. Will these people take our people as their own? And will she accept our own God? Because the Moabites were worshipping an idol, Chemosh. And she was worried that they will go to Israel and bring this there. So this is one of the main challenges. Now, what does tribalism bring? When people start thinking like this, people don't want distance, they want comfort, they don't want to travel far. They don't want to lose their names. You know, every tribe has common names. When you start bringing somebody from another tribe, we start hearing mixtures of names. And some people are not comfortable with this, these inconveniences. And now, when people yield to this, because of this, they started refusing. We have marriages that have actually failed completely. Because people say, no, you cannot marry somebody out of this village. And some will say, if you try it, I'll disown you. We have not stopped hearing of stories of parents threatening to disown their children because they are married from another tribe. That's right. This is so interesting. So it makes people limited. If there was no intermarriage, we wouldn't have the world the way it is. It wouldn't be developed the way it is. Look at tribes that are so close with their culture. You realize that they are like primitive human beings. They are underdeveloped. They are so limited opportunities, no diversity, no civilization, and that is it. If you look at people who think like this when it comes to marriage, you realize that their children are underdeveloped, children who yield to this. They remain in one place with them and they continue to think low together. But the interesting thing is, we spoke about the untold truth about intercontinental love. And we told you intercontinental love breaks protocols. Oh, yes. When somebody goes abroad, the parents start praying that let the person even marry somebody from our country. They are not really thinking about it. So if you bring somebody from your country, it's like a hope answered prayer. Now we ask the question. The two people are in the country and they are from the same country. Why are you refusing them? Do you know that they can go abroad tomorrow? What if they met abroad? So it is just ignorance. We just think that this is ignorance. This is gross ignorance. Because of tribalism, what happens? What has happened to marriages? And you know that when people spread, as God said, and they went together, they created tribes and they started living together, they came to the point where they needed to migrate again for greener pastures. Because some areas were more fruitful than others. And they started migrating. Others migrated for tourism. Others migrated because of wars. Natural disasters displaced people. And the people relocated. Even slavery, and God himself sent some people to other locations. And because of that, they had a new settlement. And they became used to those people. There is a proverb that a goat eats where it is tied. If you tie a goat somewhere, you only eat there. So the person gets used to. Your son or daughter grew up in the village and then later on migrated to the city. Your daughter or son will meet people who are from different villages, and so at the end they become his or her friends. And then if your son or daughter travels abroad, you start meeting people from different countries, and those have become his friends. And that's why at the end you see your children will start getting married to people from different villages or from different countries, because that is their new location. And we are in the world now. The world has become a global village because of technology, because of inventions, and the satellites are up and so on and so forth. So there are two groups of people on the earth now who still think this way, and they are just erroneous in their thoughts. Because when you are still tribalistic and you are still a racist, you are outdated. You will be disqualified from this earth. You cannot survive on this earth now being a racist or a tribalistic. There was somebody who was ruling so well, people were celebrating the man, and suddenly he yielded to racism and started blocking some people from coming to his country. And because of that, he was disqualified. So I'm not surprised about that. Same as you who thinks that nobody should enter your tribe, or nobody from your tribe should marry from another tribe, or nobody should marry into your tribe or into your family. You become primitive. You are seen as a primitive human, because the world is now global. And God, who created different tribes, is no longer spreading by tribes. He is spreading with the gospel. So he starts sending people again from their towns to different towns. If you read in the book of Acts, you see the Israelites migrated from Jerusalem to Antioch. Paul went to the land of the Gentiles and so on and so forth, and he didn't even die in Jerusalem where he came from, because God is sending his people now to different places. And when he sends you to that place, the people there are his people. The people there are his people. We know the fears of tribalism. I've told you, will the person accept your people? Those are the fears. People have several fears. That's why they refuse others from getting married from their tribe. They have several fears. Will he accept our people? Will she accept our people? They have seen negative experiences. If you see the cases that succeeded in the Bible, the case of Rahab and the case of Ruth, these are people who accepted the people as their own people. Now, you that is being married from another tribe, do you accept the people? We have the wives here. I'll begin with Dr. Mary. Your husband is not from your village, of course.
Yes, sir. He's not from my village. We totally accept his people, and his people totally accept our people. So we are intermarried without any boundaries.
So did you face any resistance?
Yes, sir, we did. But we have overcome the resistances, and now it's so sweet. The two families and the two villages now see themselves as brethren.
Wow. Yes.
Hallelujah. It's amazing. At the beginning, there were a lot of resistances. The family of my sweet husband here, himself, his family, were not totally accepted at the beginning because of where they come from and what is said about them, their origin and their history, the way they behave and the way they act in the midst of others. There was a fear at the beginning, but after some investigations and all of that, we realized that they were actually different, and that's when my people opened up and fully received them, and today we are an amazing big family.
Wow. For me, it was the same. Our people had these fears and worries too. Initially, they weren't accepting bread when they experienced me. I remember the first time I visited them, they gave their consent. They gave their consent, and my father-in-law started saying things in favor. So when I left, they told me they were going to give me their response, but I was certain that these people would accept me because they experienced me. Yes, Dr. Dan, what do you have to say?
Oh, I want to say my experience was quite amazing. As I am from another region of Cameroon, the southwest, and I fell in love with my beloved.
Oh la la.
And there is a story and experience that people from my side had a bad reputation regarding where my beloved is coming from. However, I did not stop there. I prayed to God and I said, God, I will be the best in law the people from my wife are going to have. And when they will experience who I am, they will love me. So when I went to them, I wasn't expecting very much because I knew by the time they will know who I am and my intention, they are going to enjoy me. And guess what? That is what happened. I am so loved in my wife's family people, and the same thing with us as well.
Wow, that's our experience. So both families had these worries. It wasn't. It was there. The challenge was there. Who is this person you are bringing? Couldn't you find somebody from among our people? This question is always there. They don't say so because they hate your son or your daughter. They are just worried. Would these people accept us? Would this person turn your heart away from us? And so how do you react towards this? What behavior should you have when you want to get married to somebody from another tribe, from another village? And how should the parents receive the person? What attitude should they have? We are going to continue this next week. So stay tuned on our YouTube channel and don't fail to subscribe, don't fail to like. We are going to share much more interesting content on you on the dilapidating effects of tribalism on love affairs. And we believe if you are experiencing delay, that delay will end.
Amen.
Amen.
If you have been suffering in your marriage because you are from another tribe, that ignorance, your in-laws will be delivered from them. And you too will be delivered from them, because the problem came from both parties. You get married to somebody from outside, the person comes and turns your son's heart away from the whole family. Or you get married to somebody, he takes the daughter away and blocks you people as if you never had something to do with the daughter. And at the end, the challenge of tribalism came. So some people who are tribalistic are not really wicked. They are just worried, they are just protective. But we have come so that you might have knowledge. And knowledge will set you free.
Indeed.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Wow.